Attention, recent nutritional research reveals that nearly 94% of Americans over the age of 65 are unknowingly making the same daily mistake, one that quietly accelerates muscle loss, weakens balance, and slowly takes away independence year after year. If standing up from a chair feels harder than it used to, if carrying groceries leaves you unusually tired, or if your legs no longer feel as reliable as they once did, this is not simply getting older, and it is not something you should ignore. For many seniors, these changes arrive gradually, almost invisibly, until one day everyday tasks suddenly feel overwhelming. And what makes this especially troubling is that most older adults believe they are doing everything right. They are following the nutrition advice they were given years ago, eating foods they were told were healthy, and trusting recommendations that worked well in their 40s and 50s. What no one clearly explained is that after 60, the body changes in ways that make much of that old advice incomplete or even ineffective. Muscle loss after 60 is not rare, and it is not a personal failure. It is a biological process called sarcopenia, and it affects nearly everyone to some degree. Starting as early as age 50, adults can lose 1 to 2% of their muscle mass every year, and that loss often accelerates after 65. Muscle is not just about strength. It plays a critical role in balance, blood sugar control, joint stability, and overall energy levels. When muscle declines, metabolism slows, coordination weakens, and the risk of falls increases dramatically. This is why so many seniors find themselves avoiding stairs, limiting activities they once enjoyed, or worrying about whether they can safely live on their own in the years ahead. Stay with me for the next several minutes, because today I am going to share 10 simple, inexpensive foods that research now shows can rebuild muscle more effectively than eggs, even in adults well into their 70s and 80s. And before you dismiss that claim, it is important to understand where it comes from. Scientists recently analyzed over 3,000 commonly eaten foods, evaluating how well each one supported muscle protein synthesis in older adults. They weren't looking at young athletes or bodybuilders. They focus specifically on aging bodies, slower digestion, hormonal changes, and reduced nutrient absorption. Out of those thousands of foods, only 10 consistently activated the biological pathways responsible for repairing and preserving muscle in seniors. Just 10. And here is the detail that surprised many researchers and physicians alike. Eggs, long promoted as the perfect protein for older adults, did not make the list. For decades, seniors were encouraged to rely on eggs to fight weakness and frailty. Eggs are affordable, familiar, and easy to prepare, so the advice made sense at the time. But newer research paints a more nuanced picture. As we age, the digestive system becomes less efficient at breaking down and absorbing certain proteins. Egg protein, while high quality, is often absorbed less effectively in older adults than previously believed. At the same time, many seniors become more sensitive to dietary cholesterol, which can quietly contribute to circulation issues in some individuals. This does not mean eggs are suddenly dangerous or useless, but it does mean they are no longer sufficient as a primary muscle-building strategy for most people over 65. Meanwhile, these 10 overlooked foods, affordable, accessible, and often ignored in grocery stores, are showing far stronger results in preserving strength, balance, and independence. There is also an uncomfortable truth that rarely gets discussed openly. Frailty fuels an entire industry. Weakness leads to walkers, prescription medications, surgeries, and assisted living facilities. Strong, independent seniors do not. This does not mean doctors or caregivers are malicious, but it does mean that prevention through nutrition has never been the primary focus of the healthcare system. Science, however, does not follow profit, and the evidence supporting these foods continues to grow. Before we go any further, let me ask you something personal. How old are you right now, and what physical change has been the hardest for you to accept? Is it weak legs that make standing up from a chair more difficult? Is it fatigue that arrives too quickly after simple activities? Is it balance issues that make you reach for walls or furniture for support? Share your experience in the comments, because your story may be exactly what another senior needs to hear to realize they are not alone and that change is still possible. Now let's begin with the 10th food on this list. Cottage cheese may not look impressive, and it certainly does not come with flashy health claims, but its impact on aging muscle is remarkable. What makes cottage cheese so effective is not just its protein content, but the type of protein it contains. Cottage cheese is rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids gradually over several hours. This slow release is especially important for seniors because most muscle repair does not happen during the day when you are moving around. It happens at night while you sleep, when the body enters a deep restoration phase. While foods like eggs provide a quick burst of protein that is used up relatively fast, cottage cheese continues feeding muscle tissue steadily throughout the night. 1 cup of cottage cheese provides roughly 25 grams of high-quality protein, along with calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that support bone density and reduce the risk of fractures. This combination is particularly valuable for older adults because strong bones and strong muscles work together to prevent falls. Many seniors who add even half a cup of cottage cheese in the evening report waking up with less stiffness, better mobility, and more stable energy throughout the following day. It requires no cooking, stays fresh for several days, and is often significantly cheaper than meat, making it an easy and practical addition for seniors on fixed incomes. The 9th food on this list challenges another common assumption, the idea that muscle-building foods must come from animal sources. Tofu, often overlooked or dismissed, offers unique advantages for aging bodies. Tofu provides complete plant-based protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. But its benefits go beyond protein alone. Tofu is rich in natural compounds called isoflavones, which gently support hormone balance. Hormonal changes play a major role in age-related muscle and bone loss. As hormone levels decline, muscle breakdown accelerates, recovery slows, and strength becomes harder to maintain. By supporting hormone balance naturally, tofu helps protect muscle tissue without the digestive heaviness or cholesterol concerns that can accompany some animal proteins. Long-term studies have shown that older adults who include soy-based proteins in their diets tend to maintain more lean muscle mass compared to those who rely exclusively on animal protein sources. Tofu is also versatile and easy to prepare. It can be baked, sautéed, added to soups, or blended into simple dishes using ingredients most people already have at home. For seniors who experience digestive discomfort with heavier proteins, tofu often feels lighter and easier to tolerate while still delivering meaningful results. Both cottage cheese and tofu highlight an important theme that will continue throughout this list. Muscle preservation after 60 is not about eating more food. It is about eating the right food, at the right time, in a form your body can actually use. As we move forward, you will see that the most effective muscle-supporting foods are not necessarily the ones most heavily marketed, but the ones that work in harmony with the realities of an aging body. And next, we will look at a food that many seniors already eat occasionally, without realizing just how powerful it can be when it comes to restoring energy, endurance, and strength. That brings us to the next food on the list, one that many seniors already have in their kitchen, without realizing how powerful it can be when used intentionally. Chickpeas, sometimes called garbanzo beans, are one of the most underestimated muscle-supporting foods available to older adults. At first glance, they may seem like a simple carbohydrate, but nutritionally they are far more complex. Chickpeas provide a meaningful amount of plant-based protein along with fiber, magnesium, zinc, and folate, a combination that supports both muscle repair and sustained energy. For seniors, this balance is critical. Muscle does not rebuild well if the body is constantly dealing with blood sugar spikes and crashes. Chickpeas deliver slow, steady fuel that muscles can actually use over time, rather than a quick burst followed by fatigue. Many older adults unknowingly rely too heavily on refined grains such as white bread, crackers, or pasta, especially at lunch. These foods digest quickly, raise blood sugar sharply, and then leave the body depleted a few hours later. Chickpeas behave very differently. The fiber slows digestion, keeping blood sugar stable and providing muscles with a consistent supply of energy. Seniors who replace refined grains with legumes like chickpeas often notice that their afternoon fatigue diminishes, their legs feel steadier during walks, and their overall stamina improves. Chickpeas also support digestion itself, which becomes increasingly important with age. As the digestive system slows, the ability to extract nutrients from food declines. The fiber in chickpeas feeds beneficial gut bacteria, improving nutrient absorption from everything else you eat. Another reason chickpeas are so valuable for seniors is their versatility and affordability. They can be eaten warm or cold, added to soups, mashed into spreads, or tossed into salads without requiring complex preparation. For those on fixed incomes or with limited energy for cooking, chickpeas provide a rare combination of convenience and effectiveness. They also contain no cholesterol and are gentle on the digestive system, making them suitable even for seniors who struggle with heavier foods. Moving further down the list, the 7th food may surprise some people because of its size and simplicity. Sardines are often overlooked, yet nutritionally they are one of the most complete muscle-supporting foods available. A single serving of sardines provides high-quality protein, along with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, calcium, and vitamin B12. This combination addresses several of the most common barriers to muscle maintenance in older adults. Chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the silent factors that slows muscle repair as we age. Omega-3 fatty acids help reduce this inflammation, allowing muscles to recover more efficiently after activity. Vitamin D and calcium work together to support bone strength, ensuring that muscles have a stable framework to anchor to. Without strong bones, even strong muscles cannot function properly. Vitamin B12 plays a different but equally important role. It supports the nervous system, helping ensure that signals from the brain reach the muscles clearly and efficiently. As B12 levels decline, which is common in older adults, people may notice weakness, coordination problems, or a feeling that their body is not responding the way it used to. Sardines provide a natural and highly absorbable source of this nutrient. Research consistently links omega-3 rich fish consumption with stronger grip strength, better mobility, and reduced risk of functional decline in seniors. Grip strength, in particular, is one of the strongest predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults. Sardines also offer practical advantages that should not be underestimated. They are shelf-stable, inexpensive, and require no cooking. This makes them accessible even for seniors who have difficulty shopping frequently or standing for long periods in the kitchen. When it comes to nutritional value per dollar, sardines outperform many popular protein sources, including beef, chicken, and eggs. The sixth food on the list shifts our focus toward sustained energy and metabolic stability. Millet is an ancient grain that has largely disappeared from modern Western diets, yet its nutritional profile is exceptionally well-suited to aging bodies. Millet provides a combination of slow-digesting carbohydrates, plant-based protein, magnesium, and iron. This blend helps muscles receive a steady supply of glucose while also supporting oxygen delivery through improved red blood cell function. For seniors, this translates into fewer episodes of sudden weakness, shakiness, or exhaustion. One of the biggest challenges older adults face is maintaining energy without triggering blood sugar swings. Refined grains like white bread and white rice digest rapidly, leading to sharp spikes followed by crashes. These fluctuations strain the body and contribute to inflammation, fatigue, and muscle breakdown. Millet behaves very differently. Its structure slows digestion, providing a gradual release of energy that muscles can rely on throughout the day. Seniors who replace refined grains with millet often report feeling more stable, more alert, and more confident in their movements. Millet is also naturally gluten-free, making it easier to tolerate for seniors with digestive sensitivities that often develop later in life. Magnesium, one of millet's key minerals, plays a direct role in muscle relaxation and contraction. Adequate magnesium levels help prevent muscle cramps, reduce stiffness, and support recovery after physical activity. Iron supports oxygen transport, ensuring that muscles receive the fuel they need to function efficiently. Together, these nutrients address multiple aspects of age-related muscle decline. Millet is inexpensive, easy to cook, and adaptable to many meals. It can be prepared as a warm porridge, used as a base for savory dishes, or added to soups and stews. For seniors seeking stability rather than spikes, millet offers a foundation that supports strength without stressing the body. As we move further down the list, it becomes increasingly clear that muscle preservation after 60 is about more than protein alone. The fifth food highlights this perfectly. Mussels are often assumed to be expensive or difficult to prepare, but in reality, they are one of the most nutrient-dense and affordable seafood options available. Mussels provide complete protein, along with omega-3 fatty acids, zinc, vitamin B12, and a unique amino acid called taurine. Taurine has been shown to protect muscle tissue from age-related decline and support muscle cell integrity. What makes mussels especially valuable for seniors is their impact on connective tissue. Muscle strength alone is not enough to maintain balance and coordination. Tendons, ligaments, and joints must also remain strong and resilient. The nutrients in mussels support collagen synthesis and tissue repair, helping the entire musculoskeletal system function more effectively. Studies have shown that older adults who include shellfish-like mussels experience improvements in grip strength and functional movement, both of which are closely linked to independence. Zinc, another key nutrient found in mussels, supports immune function and hormone production. Hormones play a crucial role in maintaining muscle mass, and declining levels can accelerate muscle loss. Vitamin B12, as mentioned earlier, supports nerve signaling, ensuring that muscles receive clear instructions from the brain. Mussels also cook quickly, often in just a few minutes, and pair well with simple ingredients such as vegetables or broth. For seniors who want maximum nutritional impact with minimal effort, mussels are an excellent option. Up to this point, we have covered foods that build a strong foundation for muscle preservation by supporting protein intake, energy stability, inflammation control, and connective tissue health. Together, chickpeas, sardines, millet, and mussels address many of the most common reasons seniors lose strength as they age. They are not exotic supplements or expensive products. They are everyday foods that work with the aging body rather than against it. As we continue, we will move into foods that offer more specialized support, targeting recovery, nerve function, and metabolic efficiency in ways that become increasingly important later in life. As the list continues, we begin to shift from building a foundation towards supporting repair, coordination, and long-term stability, areas that become increasingly important as the body ages. The next food on this list is one that many people overlook because of its appearance and modest size, yet its impact on muscle recovery and balance is surprisingly powerful. Nari seaweed, the thin dark sheets often associated with sushi, provides a concentrated source of nutrients that aging bodies frequently lack. Despite being light and delicate, nari delivers complete protein along with iodine, magnesium, vitamin C, and unique bioactive compounds that are absorbed efficiently even by slower digestive systems. These nutrients work together to support muscle repair, reduce stiffness, and improve coordination. One of the most important roles nari plays is in supporting thyroid function. The thyroid regulates metabolism and energy production at a cellular level. When thyroid function declines, which becomes more common with age, people often experience fatigue, weakness, slower muscle response, and difficulty maintaining strength no matter how much they eat or exercise. The iodine naturally present in nari helps maintain healthy thyroid activity, supporting consistent energy production throughout the body. In addition, magnesium contributes to smooth muscle contraction and relaxation, helping prevent cramps and tightness that can limit mobility. Research has shown that certain peptides found in seaweed support muscle function and reduce inflammation in older adults. These compounds differ from traditional proteins because they are broken down and absorbed more easily, making them especially useful for seniors who struggle with digestion. Many older adults who add small amounts of nari to soups, rice dishes, or vegetables report less stiffness when standing up, better balance while walking, and improved comfort during daily activities. Nari is inexpensive, shelf-stable, and easy to incorporate into meals, making it a simple but effective addition to a muscle-supportive diet. The third food on this list is one that sounds unusual to many people, yet it has been studied extensively for its effects on strength, endurance, and fatigue. Spirulina is a natural blue-green algae that provides one of the most concentrated sources of complete protein found in nature. Just a small amount delivers all essential amino acids along with iron, B vitamins, and powerful antioxidants. These antioxidants play a critical role in reducing oxidative stress, a process that damages muscle tissue and accelerates aging. Oxidative stress increases as we age and is a major reason muscles recover more slowly after activity. Spirulina also supports oxygen delivery to muscle cells. As oxygen efficiency declines, muscles fatigue more quickly, making walking, climbing stairs, or even standing for extended periods more difficult. Studies involving older adults have shown that spirulina supplementation improves muscle endurance and reduces perceived exertion during physical tasks. Seniors who include spirulina often notice they can stay active longer without feeling drained or short of breath. Another benefit of spirulina is its effect on blood sugar regulation. Stable blood sugar levels help muscles receive consistent energy rather than experiencing sudden drops that lead to weakness and shakiness. This stability is particularly important for older adults who may be managing insulin resistance or prediabetes. Spirulina is typically consumed in small amounts, mixed into water, juice, or smoothies, making it easy to use without requiring large dietary changes. For seniors who struggle to eat large portions, its nutrient density is especially valuable. As we move toward the top of the list, the focus increasingly shifts toward circulation, nerve signaling, and the systems that allow muscles to function efficiently together. The second food on this list is unfamiliar to many Americans, but offers remarkable benefits for aging muscle. Earth almonds, also known as tiger nuts, are small tubers that provide a unique combination of resistant starch, magnesium, potassium, and arginine. Resistant starch acts as a slow-burning fuel source, feeding beneficial gut bacteria and supporting steady energy production. magnesium and potassium are essential for muscle contraction, relaxation, and electrolyte balance, helping prevent cramps and weakness. Arginine, one of the standout compounds in earth almonds, supports the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and widen, improving circulation throughout the body. Improved circulation means that oxygen and nutrients reach muscle tissue more efficiently, supporting strength and endurance. For seniors, this often translates into legs that feel lighter, more responsive, and less prone to fatigue. Many older adults experience cold hands and feet, or a heavy sensation in their legs, signs that circulation may be compromised. Foods that naturally support blood flow can make a noticeable difference over time. Earth almonds also support digestive health. As digestion becomes less efficient with age, the body may absorb fewer nutrients even when the diet appears adequate. The fiber and resistant starch in earth almonds help improve gut function, increasing the absorption of protein, minerals, and vitamins from all meals. This creates a ripple effect, amplifying the benefits of other muscle-supportive foods in the diet. Earth almonds are naturally sweet, shelf-stable, and easy to eat as a snack, making them a convenient option for seniors who want results without complexity. Now we arrive at the top of the list, the food that consistently stood out in research for its ability to support muscle, balance, and resilience in older adults, including those well past 75. Teff is one of the smallest grains in the world, yet nutritionally it is one of the most complete. It provides complete protein along with calcium, iron, magnesium, and a particularly high amount of lysine. Lysine is an amino acid that plays a critical role in collagen production. Collagen supports joints, tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue, structures that are essential for stability and movement. Without adequate collagen support, muscles lose their ability to generate controlled, coordinated force, even if strength remains. Research involving older adults has shown that diets including teff are associated with improved oxygen delivery to muscles, better balance, and enhanced endurance. Improved oxygen delivery means muscles can work longer without fatigue, while better balance reduces the risk of falls. Falls are one of the most serious threats to independence in older age, and nutrition that supports stability can have life-changing effects. Teff also provides minerals that support bone density, helping protect against fractures that often accompany falls. Another advantage of teff is its digestibility. It is naturally gluten-free and gentle on the digestive system, making it suitable for seniors with sensitivities or digestive discomfort. It can be prepared as a warm porridge, used in baking, or added to soups and stews, allowing it to fit easily into a variety of meals. Despite its impressive nutritional profile, teff remains affordable and accessible in many grocery stores and health food shops. Taken together, the foods we have discussed so far form a comprehensive approach to muscle preservation and recovery after 60. They address protein quality, digestion, energy stability, inflammation, circulation, nerve signaling, and connective tissue support. This holistic approach is what sets them apart from simple protein-focused advice. Muscle health in older adults depends on multiple systems working together, and these foods support those systems in a balanced, sustainable way. What is most encouraging is that these changes do not require drastic measures. You do not need to overhaul your entire diet overnight or consume large quantities of unfamiliar foods. Even small, consistent additions can produce meaningful improvements over time. Seniors who gradually incorporate these foods often report feeling more confident in their movements, more capable during daily activities, and more optimistic about their physical future. As we move into the final part, we will bring everything together, reinforcing how these foods fit into a realistic lifestyle and why it is never too late to support strength, independence, and quality of life. When you step back and look at everything we've covered, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Muscle loss after 60 is not an unavoidable sentence. It is not something that suddenly becomes fixed or irreversible just because you've passed a certain birthday. What actually changes with age is not your body's ability to respond, but the type of support it needs. Older bodies require more strategic nutrition, nutrients that are absorbed efficiently, fuel that stabilizes energy, and compounds that protect muscles, joints, nerves, and circulation all at the same time. That is exactly why these foods stood out so clearly in research. They don't work in isolation. They work together, quietly reinforcing one another, supporting strength from multiple angles rather than relying on a single outdated idea of protein intake. One of the most damaging myths seniors are exposed to is the belief that weakness is inevitable. When people are told again and again that losing strength is just part of aging, they stop questioning it. They stop experimenting. They stop expecting improvement. Over time, this belief becomes self-fulfilling. Less movement leads to less muscle stimulation. Less confidence leads to fewer activities. And slowly, independence begins to shrink. But the science tells a very different story. The body retains an incredible capacity to adapt well into the 8th and even 9th decade of life, provided it is given the right signals. Food is one of the most powerful signals of all. Think about what these 10 foods are actually doing inside your body. They are supplying amino acids in forms that aging digestive systems can still absorb. They are stabilizing blood sugar, so muscles are not constantly starved of fuel. They are reducing low-grade inflammation that quietly interferes with repair. They are supporting nerve communication, so muscles respond quickly and smoothly. They are strengthening connective tissue so muscles can generate force safely. And perhaps most importantly, they are restoring confidence. When the body feels more stable, people move more. When people move more, muscles receive the stimulus they need to stay alive and responsive. It's also important to recognize that this is not about perfection. No one expects you to eat all 10 of these foods every day. That is not realistic, and it is not necessary. What matters is consistency over time, choosing 1 or 2 foods to add each week, replacing one refined option with a more supportive alternative, making small adjustments that feel manageable rather than overwhelming. For example, adding cottage cheese in the evening a few times a week, swapping refined grains for millet or teff occasionally, including sardines or mussels once or twice a week, sprinkling nari into soups, mixing a small amount of spirulina into a drink. These are not extreme changes. They are gentle nudges that accumulate into meaningful results. Another critical point that often gets overlooked is timing. Older adults tend to spread protein thinly throughout the day or skip it altogether at certain meals. Research suggests that muscles respond best when they receive a sufficient dose of protein at once, particularly later in the day when repair processes are more active. That is why foods like cottage cheese and teff are especially effective when consumed in the evening. They support overnight repair, which is when much of the rebuilding actually occurs. This does not require rigid schedules or complicated tracking. It simply requires awareness and intention. You may be wondering how long it takes to feel a difference. While everyone is different, many seniors report noticeable changes within a few weeks: improved morning stiffness, more stable energy during walks, less hesitation when standing up, better confidence navigating stairs. These are subtle but meaningful shifts. They are signs that the body is responding. Strength does not always return all at once. It often arrives quietly, one task at a time, until one day you realize that something that used to feel difficult no longer does. It's also worth addressing fear, because fear plays a powerful role in aging. Fear of falling, fear of injury, fear of making things worse. These fears often cause people to limit movement, which accelerates decline. Nutrition that supports strength helps break this cycle. When muscles feel supported, movement feels safer. When movement feels safer, confidence grows. Confidence leads to activity, and activity reinforces strength. This positive loop is the opposite of the downward spiral so many seniors are told to expect. Another important truth is that muscle health is deeply connected to mental well-being. When people feel physically capable, their mood improves. They feel more in control. They feel more hopeful about the future. This is not just psychological. Movement stimulates brain chemicals that support cognition, memory, and emotional resilience. Nutrition that supports muscle indirectly supports the brain as well. That is why seniors who regain physical confidence often report feeling sharper, calmer, and more engaged with life. You do not need expensive supplements, complicated programs, or extreme diets to support this process. In fact, relying too heavily on supplements can sometimes distract from what truly matters. Whole foods provide combinations of nutrients that work together in ways isolated compounds cannot fully replicate. The foods we discussed are affordable, accessible, and familiar once you begin to notice them. They do not promise instant transformation. They support gradual, sustainable improvement. Now I want to hear from you. How old are you right now, and which of these foods do you already eat? Which one surprised you the most, and which one do you feel ready to try first? Share your answer in the comments. We read them, and your experience may help someone else realize that change is still possible. One person's story can become another person's turning point. If you found this information helpful, take a moment to like this video. It helps ensure that more seniors who need this information can find it. And make sure to subscribe to Senior Eats Daily. We focus on practical, evidence-informed nutrition designed specifically for older adults, without hype, without extremes, and without unrealistic promises. Our goal is simple: to help you live with strength, confidence, and independence for as long as possible. Remember this: aging is not a story of inevitable decline. It is a story of adaptation. Your body is not broken. It is changing, and it needs different support than it once did. When you give it that support, it often responds far better than you were led to believe. Your best years are not behind you. With the right food, the right knowledge, and small, consistent choices, they are still very much ahead. Stay hopeful, stay curious, and keep moving forward.